Welcome to Corvallis, Oregon, in the house Ocho Cinco and Hoosh Manzana built. Reser Stadium, home to the Oregon State Beavers. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see, the #3 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a team from the Pac-12, the Oregon State Beavers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Wolverines ready to put toe to leather and get this season started. And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. So the Oregon State Beavers return team didn't help matters out much there. And here comes this quarterback. When he takes the field, he brings a certain swagger and charisma out there that not only the entire team, the entire stadium seems to feed off of.
You can feel it. It's different. It's special. Guys like this don't come around very often, but he makes the whole team better, but the belief is strong because he continues to make plays. And
snags it down the right side. Oh, look out. There he goes. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
The Beavers want to crank the tempo. Looking to pass inside the red zone. And they will score! Touchdown, Beavers! They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that.
Man, can you draw up a better start for this offense? Coming out the gate explosive to start the season, get a touchdown on the board right away, create a lot of momentum for this football season.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Michigan Wolverines offense will go to work for the first time. And you want to talk about dudes who can bring the heat off the edge, David? Both of these teams have somebody that can do just that.
That's so much fun. They get off the rock and they get in the backfield and get to quarterbacks. Make them feel uncomfortable, get them to the ground. These guys change the way offenses are playing the game.
These offensive coordinators better help out their quarterback. These guys need to be double-teamed with tight ends and running backs. You let these guys go one-on-one, you're out.
And that pass intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Wants to throw on first down. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Dropping back, it's Hurley. He's got it on the run. And that defense pushing him out of bounds after a short gain. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got his man. Good tackle there to stop him short of the 1st down, and now they have to make a call. And here they come going for the 1st down on 4th and 2. From the gun, looking for a man. He's got it. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. They'll run it. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Now on 2nd and goal. Powers forward. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Oregon State.
I know we're only in game 1, but in this half, you've got to be excited about what you've seen from this offense. Really nice rhythm. Quarterback's got great command on the field with respect to what they're trying to do. And they've got some weapons. I can't wait to see what this offense does this year.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the 1st, an array of possibilities here. Back to throw, it's Stoneburner. Finds the tight end. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Use the play fake, now to throw. Working that left side now. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. 2nd and short now after that completion. They'll try the run. He goes down at the 47 after a 5-yard pickup. The Wolverines look to keep this drive humming. Off the play fake. That's caught. It's Harper. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And the Wolverines get it past the sticks. It's a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Power football with the run. Running like he wants that football as he gets to the 37. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking for room, it's Ball. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down. The Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. After the run, now to throw. They're working that left side. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. They'll put the tight end in motion. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Got his man in the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And this junior quarterback shows you why the scouts love that big arm of his. Touch pass on the jet sweep. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Running back searching for a hole. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. He makes a grab. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. They lost ground on 1st down. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. To the air. It's Stoneburner. And he's got it. Touchdown, Michigan.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Florida State is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days when Bobby Bowden walked the sidelines, this has not been a blowout today in Tallahassee. They're up by 7 over the Royals.
The give to the left side.
We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Single back formation, and they give it to him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. He's looking to throw it. Zings it complete to the right. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. Line getting set on 2nd down. Looking to throw, it's Hurley. Finds his big tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. He wants to throw. Works the middle. Makes a grab, and he's dragged down. Now on 2nd down. They go to the ground. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The Beavers will call on their punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the punt will hit at the 1, just a little too far for them to be able to down it. It'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. Here's the handoff. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Leaves it with the running back. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. Got some of the work done on 1st. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Finds his big tight end. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. And the Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. They'll give it to the back. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Movement here from the tight end. Back to pass. It's Stoneburner. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Pretty nice as a defense, right? When you can go nickel, put 5 DBs on the field and not have to blitz anyone, trusting your front four to get the job done on third down, and they do it right there, getting the sack.
The Wolverines will punt this one away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen.
There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. And the Beavers headed quickly to the line.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. Quickly complete. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They need the 40 to convert here on third down. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Beavers will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And you just won't see a more effective punt than that, out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. The lone back's got it.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding just kind of jump on it, make sure you keep possession.
And they'll take over 1st and 10.
Back to throw, it's Stoneburner. And the pass, it's picked off. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Beaver! Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump route.
He lobs one high down the left side. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. He's there to make the stop. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Dropping back, it's Stoneburner. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
And how about the true freshman? We've heard about this guy. We heard he's got a chance to be really, really good. Talking with coaches this week, and he gets his first sack. Listen, guys, I'm a pass rusher. Everybody remembers their first sack.
The Wolverines line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch called for and made. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. The Beavers will line up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Line gets set, first down. To the air, it's Stoneburner. Looking to the big tight end. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. On target to the left. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. He's going to pass. Firing to the right, complete. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. The aerial assault continues. And that one had some juice on it, but it's incomplete. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. And this one is anything but routine. A 48-yard attempt from the right hash. It is good.
That makes the score. Oregon State 21, Michigan 10.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get a... Snags it on the right. That defense got gassed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Looking to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Ellington.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit, and let's keep going.
Looking to pass, it's Hurley. He's got his man. He makes the tackle at the 37. It's a pickup of 5. That's good enough for a first down. Looking to move it through the air. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
Inside 10 seconds to go, and the half clock reads 9. It is 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Hums it downfield. Makes a connection. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Going up top on 1st down. Going for it all. And that one is picked up in the end zone. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one from there in Corvallis. And it'd be easy to say these two offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. Turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas inside Reser Stadium.
And the Beavers will line up to kick off and start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one, put your best plays together, and start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
Fires to the middle. Pulls it in. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. The give to the tailback. At the 45 on his way. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
And you're going to hear this guy's name a lot. They're going to ride the big fella. He's such a stud. They're going to build the offense around him. This is just game 1, but you're going to get a lot of big runs from this guy.
And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Gets it out fast. The Wolverines have a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the red zone, looking for a space. Got his man quickly. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too. They're going to run it. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. And the Wolverines trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. If you don't tip the scales at 3 bills, stay on the sidelines. Big boys in the goal line D. Touchdown Wolverines! And the comeback is on. I don't know exactly what the defensive coverage was, but it certainly wasn't part of the plan to leave him that wide open.
Well, I don't think they know what their defensive coverage was either. How do you leave that big guy open down here in the red zone? You know the quarterback loves the big tight ends in this area. Really poor job by the defense.
They're going to go ahead and go for 2 here and try to make it a field goal game. They'll try to pound their way in. He's not quite going to get there, and the try for two fails, and they are unable to cut into this lead any further. Looking for blockers. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. He makes the connection. Moves it out to the 34-yard line. A nice 15-yard gain on that one. Lining up from the 34 on first down. To the air, it's Hurley. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. After the misfire, it's 2nd and 10. The play action fake. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. He'll just keep slinging it. He's got his man, makes the grab. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The Beavers are marching down the field. Makes the grab on the left. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. It's caught. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. He'll come out throwing on first down. Finds a man in the middle. Not a big window, and that throw was money, and they've got it at the 30. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Under heat, he gets rid of it. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Hurley. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. When you have the type of defensive lineman that Michigan has had over the years, you don't always have to send the house to get to the quarterback.
No, it's a beautiful thing when you're a defensive coordinator, when you got big, strong studs like this. Year after year, Michigan always has a stable full of them, of guys that are athletic enough to rush the passer, but physical enough to play the run. It's a fun spot to be in as a DC.
Going to try to pop one on the screen. Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. Right down the middle.
That makes the score. Oregon State 24, Michigan 16.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They'll leave it with him. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. They're facing a 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got the tight end. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. It's complete to the left, and he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. This offense has a second down play. Back to throw, it's Stoneburner. On target.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. After picking up a couple of first downs already on this drive, they'll snap it from close to midfield. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Fires to the big fella. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They've made clutch, tough plays on this drive on 3rd down. They need one more on 3rd and 7. They're setting up the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit them for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. He's open on the right. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
A 2-tier job for this offense. First get the touchdown, then the 2 to try to pull even here in the 4th quarter. They move the tight end all over. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Not a lot of movement on that one. The defense in position. They keep pushing forward, now back to work on 2nd and goal from the 6. They'll keep it on the ground, right up the gut, looking for 6. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer. If they can pay off this 3rd and goal opportunity, man, oh man, those collars start getting a little tight across the way. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. Looking for a man, it's Stoneburner. Going for 6. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. From the gun to give, looking for room. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. After the good pickup on 1st down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. It's complete. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. And that's a mistake you don't expect to see from a senior, and he is lucky to get it back. They'll try again on 2nd down after the incompletion. Caught over the middle. It's Ellington. Given the unrest surrounding this guy's future as the head coach, this would be a great way to get the season started.
Man, you want all the momentum you can get, and you want to quiet people down. You don't want it to get louder. The louder those moments talk about hot seat, and you have a tendency to lose your football team. It's a distraction. You have to talk about it all the time. So always nice, Palmer, to get off on the right foot.
You just got to be able to drown out the outside noise, right? Easier said than done. And with this win in week 1, they're going to silence the critics. But make no mistake, he's going to go in that locker room and say, everyone that's been talking trash about us all off season, they're going to love us now. Don't pay any attention to that. All that matters is what's in this locker room. They've got to take that attitude forward.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. The give. to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
And first down for the offense.
The give to the back. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Quick completion to the right. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. To the ground with the back. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. The give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. A 3rd and long coming up here. Scanning the field, it's Stoneburner. It's complete to the right. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. He's got him and they convert. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. They've moved it to the 19, 1st and 10. They'll go to the ground. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Offense in a bunch formation. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Slides away. But now he's swallowed up, and he'll be knocked down for a loss on the trick play.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
They'll snap it for the 10th time on this drive, but they need a chunk on 3rd and long. They'll run play action. Pressure coming. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
The Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. He wants to start this drive with a pass. He finds his man.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. We've reached a 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The give to the back. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Give to the back. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the returner will be knocked down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They reached deep in the playbook, used almost all of them, it seemed, Jesse, and still ended up having to punt last time.
And I think on this next drive, David, you can go back to some of the stuff that worked that last drive, too. Find the things that you had success with. You just got to be able to build on it a little bit.
Yeah, and just break that extra tackle, you know, make that extra play, make the guy miss, put a drive together so you can finish with some points.
They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. And he's lucky to get that one back. This junior quarterback knows better than to try that too often. Second down coming up. They keep attacking through the air. This one's complete.
Yeah, and this is the time where I'm a defense. I'm slow to get up. I'm making sure I stay on that offensive player. I'm trying to eat up as much clock and make this offense burn as much clock, Palmer, as I can.
Looking deep down the right side. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
It's such a fine line offensively. Late in the game, you've got to score, you've got to make big plays, but you can't turn the football over. Big-time mistake. This one might cost them.
First down here for the offense. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. As disappointing as this is, everything's still in front of this team. I mean, think back to 1983 Miami. Got blown out in the opener but won the national championship.
You're absolutely right, Reese. Lots to play for here. And there's no doubt when you watch this team, they've got the talent to get it done. They got to execute better. They got to iron out some of these mistakes we saw here on the field today. But I think if this is a team, if they stay healthy throughout the course of the year, David, they've got a lot to play for this season.
Goodness gracious, I guess I'm the only one that caught the 1983 reference. I know you two guys were alive. I wasn't even alive yet. Good Lord, you guys are old. Like, this is a long time ago. Can you use a little better reference there, Reese Davis?
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.